Good evening, everyone. John Henry Soto here. Welcome to What I'd Say. This is actually my latest live show that I've done. I've done hundreds of shows, and I tell you something special about this show. Out of all the shows that I've done, this is the latest. But I tell you, what's this show about? Well, this show is basically anything is possible when conversations are allowed to occur. Here, we're going to dive into music, we're going to dive into film, humor, and this beautiful world around us. I'm very excited to bring this to you. I'm coming to you live from Nashville. This is live, everyone, 100% live. And tonight, we're going to be talking about some social media. Is social media dead? Well, I'm going to try to answer that question and a lot more. If you guys have any questions here, this is a very laid back conversation. Please just drop them in the comments there, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And if I can't answer them, I will get the answer for you, I promise. Hey, John Henry Soto here. Welcome to tonight's show. I'm very excited to be here. And, in case this is the first time that you're seeing this and being here, let me just tell you real quickly, very, very quickly, of who I am. My name is John Henry Soto. I'm from the Bronx. I was born and raised in the Bronx, the South Bronx, actually. I moved to Manhattan. I lived in Manhattan. I got married. I moved to Queens. Then I moved to New Jersey. And now I'm living in Nashville. I'm a musician. I'm a filmmaker. And I'm a YouTube, whatever I'm doing here. That's what I am. And I'm very happy to be here. I'm very excited to be here. This is the first show that I've done solo since I moved to Nashville. I did hundreds of shows in Bayonne, New Jersey, where I was living. And I still do a show every Tuesday night called Counterparts. I do that with George Batista, and there we have a lot of fun as well. And it's themed on a couple of different things. But anyway, that's another show. And let me see. I got a question here by someone. Let's see what they say. Hi, JHS. What's up, Mr. Simon? Welcome aboard. Thank you very much. So we're going to be talking about social media today, and I put together a presentation with a bunch of slides and stuff, and we're going to be going over what's happening in social media. Now, of course, I said, is social media dead? Is social media dead? Well, the way we thought of social media in the last 10 years, I think that's sort of dead. What's happening now is a completely different evolution on social media, and it's actually more impactful now to a person's branding, a business than ever before, and you have more power in your hands because of social media today than ever before. So is it dead? Not really dead, but it's different, and we're going to go over that today. So let's go over. I'm going to start very, 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 very quickly. Somebody says, I can't share your live. You can't share it. Maybe go to another YouTube, maybe. You can share it from there. Sorry, I don't know why you can't share my live. But please, if you can't share my live, what am I going to... No, I would love that. Thank you so much for even trying that. I appreciate that so much. Because that's what gets... I want to help as many people as I possibly can, especially with social media and with the internet. And if you're a musician, if you're a filmmaker, if you own any kind of business, this is going to be vital for you to know. This information is going to be awesome. So I want this to help as many as I can. So share it. Thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it. All right. So let's start off here. Now, the latest data shows that there are around 4.33 billion combined social media users all around the world at the start of 2021. Well, you'll be astonished to know that this number equals more than 55% of the total global population. That's a lot of people. Them's a lot of hashtagging. I mean, that is like a lot. So, we have something here that it's the biggest thing that's ever happened on the planet, really, when you think about it, right? Positive. This is communication. People communicating around the world is a good thing. It's a positive thing. So when we're out there talking about social media and we're talking about Facebook and all the controversy and everything that's happening in the world, the fact that we can communicate with each other via this medium is tremendous. It's tremendous. And this is why the whole censorship thing becomes such a big issue, because we want to communicate. If somebody's preventing that, well, you're going to go to another platform. which is what's currently happening right now. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. So let's get started with the first thing, the first slide, I should say. And the first thing that we want to talk about, there's going to be about 6 different steps here. This is the first one. The first one is growing role of social media. Basically, just what's happening in social media and why is it different now than it was? Well, according to the latest research, people trust in social sales and easily buy products through various platforms, including WhatsApp, Instagram, and of course, Facebook. So what's basically happening is that people are purchasing more than ever on social media sites. See, this wasn't a thing before. You have to understand that social media sites were this thing that people used to take pictures of their lattes and put it out and be like, hey, I'm on vacation and, and here's my cat, and that's awesome too, right? Because that is communication and that is how people use social media. But it's gone through a whole evolution now. It's completely different. Now people are actually purchasing on social media platforms. So if people are on Instagram, they're looking on Instagram, you can click, and they feel comfortable with it now. And that's what happens with these different platforms, right? In the beginning of even credit cards, right? People didn't feel comfortable with the credit cards. When the internet first came up, people were like, I ain't gonna put my credit card in that machine. I don't know where that thing's gonna go, right? And as a result, a lot of people didn't, and a lot of people did. There was a lot of craziness going on in the beginning of this, but they secured that. And now how easy are people? They have their credit cards stored in systems all over the place, right? So what happens is that people get more comfortable and they build trust. And this is what happens with social media sites. You have to build trust, right? And as a person with a business, or if you're a individual, if you're building a brand, if you're a startup, whatever it is, the first thing you have to focus on is building that trust and getting that audience that you can actually build that trust with, right? So that is sales. That's the first one. Those are the major things that are happening right now with social media sites, is that every single one is a sales tool for any business. And people say, well, should I be on this one? Should I be on Facebook? Should I be on Instagram? Should I do TikTok? Should I do Snapchat? Should I do Twitter? The answer is yes. The answer is do them all, because every single one of them is going to give you the opportunity to get clients in a different way, because every platform has their own way, their own metrics, their own way of measuring things. It's a job, right? I mean, if you not right now, wait till I finish, but go to, I don't know, a site that you find work at, right? Go to LinkedIn jobs, go to even Craigslist or one of those career builder, right? And type in social media manager. You're going to see a ton of jobs ranging from anywhere from $40,000 to $100,000 jobs. They're available. They're out there because it's a job now. It's not, in the old days when I first started doing this, I would go to meet with businesses, and the business was, well, I got my niece. My niece comes in twice a week and she does a little bit of social media for me. And I remember thinking in my head, I'm like, I mean, if you can reach 200 people this week, why wouldn't you do that? If you had that opportunity to do that, but they didn't take it seriously. They thought that, well, this is a thing for the kids and the kids are doing it. And they didn't see the big picture. I saw the big picture early on, and all the businesses that I visited, a lot of them were kind of with that same attitude. They were like, well, I have somebody that comes in. My one lady was he had the business, and his wife from the house did a couple of posts every now and then. And when I would go back and look at their account, I would see that they weren't engaging. You can't post something once and then not post for a week. It has to be consistent. That's where you build the trust. If somebody knows that you're constantly posting interesting articles about whatever it is, if you have a health product, you're posting things about your health. If you're an artist, you're posting your art. And maybe if you're a painter, you're saying, hey, I just got these new brushes. They're great. I bought them at this paint store, and I just did this, and you're engaging. The audience is going to trust you and they're going to buy from you. So that is really, really important, this element of social media when it comes to sales. Let's see if somebody says, Grant Cardone did almost 3 million posts last year. 3 million between all various, 3 million posts. I did that about. No, I didn't do that many posts, but I did do thousands and thousands of posts last year. I know that for sure. But I mean, can you imagine? That's 3 million posts. That was Grant Cardone. He's one of the most successful entrepreneurs, real estate moguls in the world. And he, to put 3 million posts costs a lot of money. I mean, that's millions of dollars right there. But his return on the investment, the ROI, is just so high that of course he's going to keep doing that. He's going to keep throwing as much, and he's on every platform, by the way. Simon, I mean, he's on TikTok, he's on LinkedIn, he's on, of course, Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. He's on everything, and it's just very impressive. So that's a good example of somebody that sees it, But we can all see it now. Obviously, we're not going to post 3 million posts, but you can get to a level where you can really escalate your business. So let's go to the second thingamajiggy. And number 2 here is 90% of social media users access their favorite channels via mobile. So the next one is the growing role of mobile users and just the mobile devices themselves, right? So 90%, and if you really think about it, mobile exclusive social media ads will become more popular as more and more professionals learn to evaluate the dependence of profit on customer loyalty. So what does that mean? Well, people have to understand how valuable a loyal customer is, right? In the old days, you had these companies that were monopolies, right? So, for instance, a good example is the phone company, right? I don't know if, I'm old, or older, and I remember the phone company. You call up the phone company, and they were not nice. Why were they not nice? Because they had no competition. There was nobody. They had a monopoly on it. It was just one phone company that serviced that area, right? So what happened with cell phone companies? Now you have Verizon, you got T-Mobile, you got AT&T, and all these other ones. So now there's this competition. So if you call up AT&T and somebody there is really mean, well, I'm just going to go to Verizon, right? And that option, that decision that a customer would make is enough for Verizon and all these other companies to invest in training and to make sure that customer stays loyal to them, right? So with social media, this is the same kind of thing. Businesses have to see how dependent they can be on these loyal customers based on social media marketing. So when somebody does a campaign, they'll do a campaign based on if you're selling Christmas trees, right? And you do this big campaign on where you're going to place Christmas trees. Well, you're not just going to do the campaign and not engage with those people, with those customers, right? When they purchase, you're going to get their information. You're going to say, we're going to send you we're going to send you a coupon, and next Christmas, you're going to get 20% off everything, a tree or whatever it is, right? Now you're building trust on that with that person during the year. As crazy as this sounds, because I picked Christmas trees. I don't know why I picked Christmas trees, but during the year, you will send other things, gift wrapping paper for birthdays, for whatever it is, and you will engage with this person. Now you've created a loyal customer, right? So this is basically what this slide is basically talking about is professionals have to learn to evaluate the dependence of profit on loyal customers. So once you realize how you can make a customer loyal and the profits that you can make of a customer. And of course, I'm not doing anything sneaky here, right? You're providing a good service. That's the bottom line. You have to provide a good service, right? So this isn't like we're trying to get customers by trying to figure out things, right? No, we're providing good service. But when you provide good service, you don't want that person to disappear. You want them to continue to rely and to rely on you. You want to rely on them. So that whole trust is a major, major thing. So that's what's happening right now with mobile, right? Mobile phones. People are on their phones, and it's the easiest place for people to purchase right now is on their phones. People are buying stuff on their phones all the time. It's unbelievable how much is happening. And we're talking billions and billions of dollars that being generated. And, if anybody's really interested in numbers, you can actually send me an email. Anybody can actually always email me at this email right here, John Henry Soto at Proton Mail, with any questions or any help that you need. If you have a business and you're looking to try to scale your business, if you need more information on what platform you're on, if you're already doing social media marketing, if you're doing Facebook or if you're doing Instagram, whatever it is, and it's not generating, there's something with the ads maybe that needs to be tweaked, give me a call. We'll work that out. Okay. Or not a call, but send me an email and then you can call me. But send me an email, even if you have any questions or anything, let's get that resolved. Okay, so that is the mobile issue. Mobiles, and of course mobiles, I mean, this is my phone. It's always right. Who doesn't, you leave the house, you get in your car, you get ready to go, you're like, I got to go back to get my phone. Right, I forgot my phone, right? Because that's the lifeline, right? Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? That's another that's another conversation for another day. As of right now, we're talking about building your business and using technology to advance your career. If you're an artist, if you're a musician, it's huge. I mean, if you're a musician and you are not on social media on a daily basis, providing not just your art or your music, but providing other things, providing help. Hey, I just found this great music store, and I met Tommy at this music store. He runs the place. Go check him out and give them number, tag them in, and this, and then you do that consistently. Your audience, your fans are going to actually be like, oh, this person is not only do we like their music, but they're also very engaged with their community. We like this person. We want to support this person. And you're going to get that loyal customer with that mobile tactic, right? You're outside, do something creative outside, right? All right. So number 3 is there's all the new features right now that are on social media, right? Let me see if I have the right, I think is this slide over here. Am I missing slides? Probably. The new features. Yeah. So there's new features on social media right now. New features on like edit images, file storage, leading and editing a blog on social media networks, and geosocial services are already in great demand, right? So geosocial services, right? What is that? That is an amazing tool that is available right now, where you not only, Facebook has this, right, where you can actually really tweak an ad if you want to get, I don't know, if you're really promoting to women, if you're like maybe like undergarments or something like that, right? You would actually get, and your product is lingerie. I don't know where I'm going there, but lingerie, right? So you get women from a certain age, right? You get their demographics, you get everything put into an ad, and that actually is going to, and then you get a certain mile radius, and it's going to hit people that are interested in those things. People, women that go shopping a lot, people that go to Victoria's Secret, and people that shop online for lingerie and stuff like that. That's going to get all those that are interested. So with Geo Services, there's a lot of different companies that do it. Snapchat was one of the first ones that I remember was doing it, but they weren't doing it so much with business as they are now. In the beginning, it was sort of like where people can find you, which was a little, I wasn't too much into that. But when your ad can reach those people in a certain area, I mean, it does it rooftop, like it'll literally go, this person right here who lives in this place. And again, that's another controversy people are with the whole Big Brother thing, right? But we're talking business here. If you have somebody and you have a product and you want to tell someone, and you want to tell only the people that you know are going to be your clients, this is what it is. And this is Geo Services. So that's actually a really awesome, awesome tool. All right, let's move on here. By the way, if I'm talking too fast or if I'm not clear enough, please, John, send me a message there and say, John, chill out with the caffeine, dude. All right. Please always love to. Oh, wait, did I ever? Oh, yeah. So I did miss one, actually. So this is actually, I knew I was going to do this because I had these, I try to put them in order, but you know how flying solo here. All right. So let's just go to this here for a second, because this is has to do with also the new features as well. And it has to do with video, right? People always love video and graphical information, as it helps them understand things better than the text. And that is one of the reasons why social media platforms are developed to provide both information and ease. And so this is like really has to do with photos and videos. The world is going to video. If you haven't noticed already, Instagram, which used to be just a photo thing, right? It was just Insta. Now it's very, very video oriented. They have the stories feature, they have the live feature, they have the reels feature, they have the IGTV feature. These are all videos, right? And then you can also do it on the feed as well. That's a very powerful tool. As a matter of fact, if you do a reel, reels are incredibly they reach a lot right now. So reels are good. Adding music to a reel and adding your product or adding a quick conversation, a funny joke, whatever it is very, very powerful with the reels on Instagram right now. So go do that. Do one a day for like a week, and you'll see the results. It's gonna be impactful. What other services? So let me see. What was it that was on here? Beady beady boom beam boom be boom. Yes, so editing blogs, all these new features that are coming up with social media, and of course the geo social that I was just mentioning. These are all extremely powerful tools that not only will get those in an area that you can actually keep engaging with, right? But it'll be specific to what your brand is. And that's really what all this is. In the old days, you had a billboard, right? You put up a billboard and you put a big billboard and people drive by, and yeah, you're going to get some results from it, right? Because technically everything works, right? Billboards work, newspapers still work, magazines still work, right? They're very expensive to do. Very expensive to do. A billboard can be $10,000 to put up a billboard, right? Now, the thing about the billboard is you're not going to know what your ROI is on that. If you get people coming in, maybe you can write on the billboard, let us know that you saw our billboard, and then when people come in, how did you hear about us? And then you write down, oh, the billboard, great, and tell the boss, hey, it worked. The billboard worked, but you can't just rely on those types of things. This is something that you can rely on. You can go to your back office and you can look at your analytics and look at the numbers and say like, oh, I did this ad and this one got me this amount of reach, but then this one got me more. But then I went back into this one and then this one got me more. What was different? What happened? These are questions that you can answer now because you go back and you look at the numbers and you go, oh, okay, I changed this. Sometimes it can be as simple as changing a few words on text or just changing an image. Images are very, very powerful, right? So if you have a really beautiful photo of something, it's an incredibly powerful tool, because if you have your product in a beautiful location, right, it just provides that I want to know what this product is. Look at this beautiful tree that it's in front of and all this stuff. And it's just visually, it's very nice. Videos are even more powerful if you can do a really high quality video. So that's that. I can keep going on that, but I want to move on because I don't want to be, everybody's going to be like, all right. So the next one we're going to be talking about, that was visual, right? We're talking about visuals. Next thing is we're going to be talking about making everything automated, right? So automating things is, and I'll just read this real quick. It says, it will help in various ways like optimization of targeted advertising campaigns on social networks, analyzing socio-demographic and traffic analysis optimization of leading and the communities and blogs, and monitoring of social networks and blogs. So there's just a bunch of tech terms, right? All this basically means is that you don't have to do the work and you can actually have an actual automated system. There's a lot of these things that you can go in and you can set up a whole automated thing and it'll go every day, it'll post something. Hootsuite is one of them. There's a lot of them, actually. I think Hootsuite is the most popular one. There's a few of them all that that compete with Hootsuite, but they're all really, really powerful tools. And this is good because this is good and bad, because you can't rely on just the automated thing, because people do want to see the owner of a business or the client or the artist. They want to see them. They want to be able to identify with them and build that trust that we keep talking about, right? And that's ultimately, that's your brand. Your brand has to have trust behind it. If you don't have trust behind your brand, you're going to sink. So that is really why you spend this amount of time going on camera and talking about your product and saying, this is what we do. And, if you have any questions, send me a message. These are for smaller businesses, but big businesses are doing it right now. I mean, go on, search these big businesses, and the CEO has a Twitter account. They're out there, they're posting things. Why? Because it builds trust. Because, oh, here's the CEO of this major corporation posting about their vacation that they had, or the new product line, and it's coming from them, and they're taking questions. Like the CEO of Instagram, and I can't remember his name now, but the CEO of Instagram, he actually does this, I think, every once a week or something. He does that. Mark Zuckerberg does it, right? He gets on live and he'll take some questions and stuff like that. He hasn't been doing it as much, but he does do that. He also does a lot of Q&As in different places, because he's the face of that company, and he wants to be seen. He wants to try to build trust, right? Facebook has had a little bit of issue in that area, right? So they're trying to work that out, right? So it's important to use both these things. You want to automate some stuff, but you want to be able to put yourself on camera. And I know it's tough, and you can't force yourself on camera, right? So you have to first find what is it that you're really good at. So like, if you're good at writing, if you're a really kick-ass writer, then write blogs. Blogs are very powerful. Blogs are great. People love reading blogs, right? Even today, with all the video stuff, blogs are doing very well, which I think surprised a lot of people, that blogs are doing really well, but they are. You want to do not only blogs, but you want to look at your abilities and say, okay, I like to do video. I'm comfortable on video. I'm not comfortable on video. I'm comfortable with photos. Okay, great. Do photos. You have to find out what it is that you're good at, or what you're willing to actually work towards. And eventually you can work with somebody like me that will get you more comfortable being in front of the camera and working with the lens, and kind of talking to people and trying to look, just really being natural, and I think that's the hardest part about this, is that this is not a natural thing, right? I'm in my house right now, I'm looking at a Christmas tree. I got a light over here. There's got this big ass mic. This is not a normal thing. So for me to try to be normal in this, I have to really focus on what it is that I really want to convey. Well, I just want to convey to you the importance of social media, right? I really want to help as many people as I possibly can with what I know, right? And that can be in film, that can be in music, that could be with using social media and those things. It can be trying to find a new job, trying to work on your resume, whatever it is. That's what I want to do. So when I sit here, I don't think of all this stuff anymore. I'm focused on you guys. I want you to actually benefit from what I'm saying, right? So I'll work with people on that and get them to the point where they'll feel comfortable. And you take baby steps if you have to. You do a story, right? Stories are 15 seconds. 15 seconds can be like, hi, my name is John. Welcome to, coffee in a cup, my new company, and hope to see you there. Visit our website. Bye. And then you start from there, and that'll be step one, right? And the next thing, you do a longer story, which is 30 seconds, right? And then you add another 15, and then you add another 15. And eventually you can do a live. And so you build on that. The first step is always the hardest. When you do the first couple of stories and you get out there, it changes the whole game, So anyway, just to backtrack a little bit, the automation thing is really great, because you can, let's just say you have a specific sale that is going to go on for the whole month, right? So you automate that sale onto one of these platforms like Hootsuite, right? And you post the sale, and you say every day at 9 o'clock in the morning, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and at 10 o'clock at night, this ad is going to go out, and you program it, and it's going to go out for the whole month. You just schedule it. You set it and forget it, right? Like the rotisserie chicken. And that's what you do with those automated things. And that is a wonderful thing. You can do not only photos, but you can do some videos. If you have some videos or maybe a little commercials or something, schedule the commercials in between those posts, right? So now you've hit the whole month. You have all your automated social media going. Very, very powerful. In between that, you do have to show the company who you are, who are the people behind it, show your employees, show the product in beautiful lighting, show somebody using the product, you yourself using the product. Very powerful, and even sometimes more powerful, because this is what connects people to the product. It's like, oh, this is the person that started this. What's their story? I want to hear about them. I want to see what their story is. Very, very powerful. So you have to balance both. Do both. The last point here is social recruiting. So this is very interesting. And let me see if I did I make a slide for this one? It's this one. So HR recruiters are also turning towards social media platforms to find the best candidate for a particular position they need to fill. So what happens is people are now HR, human resources, a lot of these companies will now go to someone's social media, right, and see what they're about. So this is good and it's bad depending on what you do on social media, right? Some people are, very free on social media, right? They do a lot, and the company has to have, is this a good way? In the old days, it was a resume, right? You can put whatever you want on the resume. I am amazing. I am fantastic. I am so awesome. You need to, and that's the resume, and they get it and they look at it and they say, well, this person says they're amazing. Let's bring them in and find out if they're really amazing, and then when you come in, you got to be amazing, right? But in today's world, you can be amazing visually. You can do something like this and post it on your LinkedIn account. Hi, my name is John, and I work in social media. I'm also a filmmaker. I love to create products, videos, and show them to the world for clients and blah, 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 right? And that little video can go anywhere, and that a recruiter will see that, and it'll automatically, instantly almost give you an interview. You almost got interviewed because this person says, I like the tone of this person. I like what they're doing. I like their energy. Let's call them in. It's way more powerful than a piece of paper, right? So HRs, they're looking. So if you're really out there trying to find a gig, whatever the gig is, whatever your industry is, it's very important to be conscious of that as you're doing. Remember, this is social media, right? Social. So you're being social, right? These platforms also, you don't own anything on them. People sometimes they'll post and say, I don't give Facebook the right to use my whatever, and they post these little things that they send down. You gave that up when you signed up. It's all in that paper and that stuff that you didn't read at the bottom where it says agreed, right? It's all in there. You gave up all your videos. You gave up a lot of things, right? Who cares, right? I mean, a video of I have a lot of these videos saved on my phone, or I have them saved on external drives on computers. They're memories more than anything, right? But if you're trying to book a gig, you have to be aware of what it is that you're posting on social media at all times. I know it sounds like, oh, now I gotta behave. I don't behave too well on social media sometimes, right? I'll post things, I'll get political, I'll get spiritual, I'll, nothing demeaning to anything or to anyone, but it's just opinions. And sometimes it depends. It depends on who sees your ad on a recruiter, right? What recruiter is going to see your ad? A perfect example is an audition, right? And I heard this from an actor, a workshop that I did, right? And the actor was talking about when you walk into an audition, that director or that casting person, right? You can walk in and remind them of their brother-in-law who they love, right? And you walk in and they're like, oh, he reminds me of my brother-in-law. Yeah, I like this guy. When he leaves, he's got a good shot. Or you can walk in there and remind him of his brother-in-law that he hates, right? And now he's going to, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like auditioning is ridiculous, right? And interviews are kind of ridiculous in the sense that, when you sit down there, this person, they don't really know you, In today's world, you can be known. People can go onto your social media and see pictures and you can tell pretty much on the first 20, if you go to Instagram on the first 20 posts, you can see, oh, okay, this person likes health and fitness. They have a family. They got a dog. That's cool. Let's call them in for an interview. Or you go there, oh, this person is holding a bottle of Hennessy and is on Friday night and has a big bong and smoking and hanging out and shaking it. I don't know, whatever they do, whatever I did back a couple of years ago. But all that stuff is out there. So if you're putting stuff out there, you have to take responsibility for that stuff that's out there. If you want people to see you in a specific sort of way because you want a gig, then you have to put that out there, right? And you have to make sure that you keep it consistent, so anyone that goes out there to recruit will see and say, oh, okay, this person is this. It's very important. And I know it sounds a little bit bizarre to give that type, sort of like telling me, tone it down. I'm not saying tone it down. Be who you are. You know what I mean? Always be who you are, but be conscious of like, what is it that you're trying to get, and what are you trying to convey to the world? If you don't care because you got all the money in the world and you don't need any gigs, post whatever you want, right? I mean, there's a lot of that going on, right? People just don't care, right? But if you really are looking for a specific thing and you want to convey a certain message, then be conscious of that. So this all comes down to my last point that I'll make before I end off. Branding. Branding is the future. I cannot emphasize enough how important branding is. People are looking at a brand today of a person, of an individual, more than anything else. Why? Because it again goes to the trust. If somebody builds a brand, and sort of like me, I have this hat on. You see the stuff behind me. I got pictures of my grandparents over here who raised me. This is a piece of art here that my wife made. My wife's an artist. She made this. This is called the John Henry, actually. Back here, I have a lot of things that are important to me, and someday I'll tell stories about some of these things. Not the wine. The wine is not that important to me. I like drinking wine, but it's not that important. But a lot of things back there have meaning to me. This is a brand, right? This is a brand. When I play my guitar, when I do, I'm making a film, there's a certain brand. My JHS, my name, my personality is becoming a brand, right? And I didn't do that on purpose. It just sort of developed that way because that's who I really am. And then next thing you know, I'm realizing, oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's my brand. And it was someone that actually told me, and they said, your brand is, this. And they kind of laid out a couple of points to me. This is another workshop that I was in. And it made me realize, oh, okay, I'm building a brand without knowing it. Now that I'm a little bit more aware of it, I kind of pay attention a little bit more to certain things just because I want to keep things consistent. I want people to, if they see me, they say, oh, okay, that's John Henry Soto. He's got the weird beard. He's a short little guy. He's got his hats on and he's always running around doing stuff. But that's him, and that's the brand. If I can add on top of that, someone that can help others, if I can help a business, if I can help an individual, if you're an artist, a musician, a filmmaker, and you need someone to help you put together a brand and a package that you can actually sell and promote yourself, then I want to be that person. And if I can be that, I add that to my brand, and that's something that means more to me than the hat. You know what I mean? It means more to me than anything else. It's to help people, right? So focus on your brand. What are you putting out there that's consistent? Go back and look and say, oh, you know what? I'm always wearing this, or I wear my hair like that, or I wear these glasses a lot, or when I wore these glasses, this post that I did got 1,000 views when I dressed like this. Well, look at that and see, like, what was it about that was so interesting? That can be a brand, and it's very, we live in a visual world, right? Everything is visual right now. Social media is definitely a visual medium. Videos are becoming the number one thing, but photographs aren't going anywhere, right? Photographs are going to be around. The written word is still there. All this stuff together builds a brand when you know how to implement it into what your product is, into what you want to get out there. Whew. I gotta take a breath. All right. All right. Well, there you have it. This is my social media. This was actually something that I put together on the future of social media, right? There's a specific future. All these things are the future. There's more things on here that I didn't go into because I realized later on that it's more, it has to be another show, because now we're talking about um, the blockchain. If anybody knows what a blockchain is, having to do with cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. Everybody's heard of Bitcoin, right? So there's a whole technology on that, and this is going to be the future of everything. Very, very soon. Very, very soon. NFTs. People, I'm sure people talk about. NFT stands for non-fungible tokens, which are basically things that can be put on a chain to be sold specifically, right? Not like a picture that I sent to somebody. It's on a specific chain, and it's hard to explain. But if you're an artist of any type, if you're a business of any type, you have to look into these subjects. And even though they may be like, oh God, I can't go in, you have to take a look at it. And I'm begging you to take a look at it and just try to understand it. Call me. I will sit with you and I will go over specifically. And I use a technique to make you understand everything. I make sure that you understand all the words. I make sure that I use uh, pieces of demonstrations where I demonstrate why something is what it is and how it operates. I'll do everything so you will get full duplication of it, and you will be able to then say, oh, okay, how can I use this in my business? And then we're off to the races. All right, folks, thank you very much. God bless you all. Have a wonderful Thursday night. It is snowing here in Nashville. We got a lot of snow. I thought that we left the snow in Jersey. I told my kids, enjoy the snow because we might not see it for a while. Here we are in Tennessee, in Nashville, and we just got a bunch of snow. The kids were having a ball playing with the snow. So, but it was really a lot of fun, and it looks really beautiful here in Tennessee. All right, folks, thank you very much. Want to wish you all a good night. God bless you. I'll be back next Thursday night, 10 p.m. live again, and I'll have some other tidbits. If anybody has any suggestions, please let me know, and I would be more than happy to look into it and do something on that. Thank you very much. Have a great night. God bless you. And as always,